Our addiction to plastic is catastrophic. Remnants of our products have spread to every corner of the planet. The properties that make plastic so useful, cheap, malleable, durable, also make it damaging. Plastic can't degrade, so the more we make, the more ends up in our environment.
What goes into your recycling bin at home, more than 80% is actually being landfilled or incinerated.
It pollutes the water we drink and the food we eat. It suffocates wildlife.
I don't think anybody anticipated the real problems that plastics were causing.
But innovative companies around the world are working towards a solution. Plastic waste is a global problem, but it's especially bad in certain parts of Asia.
Plastic waste issue in Thailand is quite bad. We use a lot of plastic bag and plastic container. You just use a single-use plastic because it's more convenient.
Thailand is one of 5 Asian countries that, combined, contribute more than the rest of the world to the plastic waste in our oceans. These countries are experiencing rapid economic growth. With that comes the benefit of growing consumption, but also the increasing use of plastic, especially single-use plastics like shopping bags, straws and food packaging, which are often tossed away just minutes after buying. But what if these sorts of products didn't have to be made from plastic at all?
For anything that you only use for one time, biodegradable material could be a better choice. We are producing biodegradable packaging. Our packaging are made out of cassava starch and natural fiber together. It takes 6 to 12 months to decompose depending on the environment.
The cassava crop plays a major role in the Thai economy. It's not a staple food crop, but it's produced in vast amounts for animal feed and making things like starch.
The cassava is very easy to grow. You can grow all year round and in a lot of area in Thailand. My product can tolerate the temperature from minus 20 to 100 degrees. So with the hot food or with the boiling water, we still can contain that in our packaging. Our material can work as an insulation. It keeps the temperature of the food warmer longer than the other material.
The company, Universal BioPack, say they make around 100,000 items a month, mainly for hotels and restaurants with environmental concerns. Compared to plastic, their products aren't as malleable or durable and are at least twice as expensive. But using packaging like this could reduce the amount of single-use plastics we consume. So either these kinds of solutions will have to become cheaper to compete with plastic, or consumers will have to make a difficult choice.
Now our products are more expensive, but definitely it's better for the environment. People will have to think differently. Right now, if you pay for the plastic, you pay for only the cost of making the plastic. You don't pay for the cost of making the plastic go away because the plastic stay like 450 years.
On the other side of the world, a company is working on just that.
We need to find alternatives to burying our waste into the earth. Plastic Energy takes waste plastic that can't be recycled today and converts it into usable oils.
One of the biggest problems with plastics is how many different kinds there are. The majority of it can't actually be recycled, and many products use a mix of materials, which makes it even harder to recycle. It means most of what we think is recyclable ends up in the ground.
Mixed plastics is a real problem.
Plastic Energy is targeting these problematic plastics using technology called thermal anaerobic conversion. The company heats the plastic to 400 degrees Celsius in a system without oxygen. The plastic waste breaks down into an oil similar to petroleum extracted from the earth.
For every ton of plastic that we process, we produce around 700 litres of oil.
By converting plastic into a base oil, plastic energy is creating a virgin substance that can be used in many more products.
Some of those oils can be used to make plastic again, or can be used to make commodity fuels. But we can keep moving plastic waste into our facility through our process using our technology to produce the oils to produce plastics again, and that's a continual process. It doesn't have that finite life.
It's this IP that has helped the company give waste plastic value. It has agreements to build sites in Asia, and by building modular plants, they can attach to petrochemical companies who can use the oil they made from waste. While this process doesn't eradicate plastic, it could go a long way in reducing the amount that ends up in landfill or floating out to sea.
That material has value, and if it's dealt with in the right way, the material that it goes into the bin can actually arrive back on a shelf, wrapping in your local produce.
This circular economy could prevent more being made from fossil fuels in the first place. Companies like Plastic Energy and UBP have different ideas about how to tackle the plastic crisis, but what they share is a vision of the world where our throwaway culture is buried for good.
One thing is how we use the plastic or how we can recycle. Eco-friendly material could be another choice, but I think to overcome the plastic waste problem, we have to do both sides at the same time.
We don't have to make materials just from raw materials or materials extracted from the ground. We can really have a circular process across the board, not just plastics, but for all types of materials.